Ever get that feeling like reality's got a few more layers than we realize?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, buckle up, because today's deep dive, we're going deep. Bashar Blueprint for Change. This book's packed with messages about where humanity's headed and how we got here. Full disclosure, it's channeling, so, you know.
A little out there for some, maybe.
Exactly. But trust me, even if you're not quite ready to buy into the whole alien messenger thing, the ideas, mind-blowing, seriously.
It's like a thought experiment for your brain.
Oh.
A new lens to view ourselves, the universe, everything. We're not here to tell you what's true, just to get you thinking.
Love that. And this book, it paints a wild picture. Humanity's on the edge of a massive shift, not just like a new iPhone or something. We're talking total transformation, how aware we are, what we're capable of, even our place in the cosmos.
It's a lot to take in.
Totally. And get this, it suggests we chose this. Like, we're not just along for the ride, we're the ones who planned the trip.
Right. The book talks about these cycles of forgetting and remembering. Like, we dove headfirst into this material world, dense, right? And the deal was, we forget our true selves, the spiritual connection, all to experience this.
Okay, I've had days that feel like that. Get so caught up in the grind, you forget what it's all for.
Right, but imagine those bad days. They're not just bad days, they're part of some grand plan.
Yeah.
And the amnesia, that's not just for us.
Wait, what? It gets weirder?
The book says other beings, way more advanced than us, they're learning from us, from this whole forgetting and remembering thing.
Hold on, so our struggles, our triumphs,
Exactly.
we're like cosmic lab rats.
In a way, it's like our data is valuable. The way we create, destroy, it's all giving them something.
So we're the pioneers, venturing into the unknown so others can learn from our mistakes. Humbling and terrifying, all at the same time. But okay, let's get to the fun stuff. Alien encounters. This book goes deep. We're talking multiple civilizations, each with their own whole thing going on, and they're all playing a part in how we evolve.
Like a cosmic cocktail party. And the guest list. Out of this world. You've got the Asasani. Telepathic, and get this, they've got a unique link to humans.
Oh, right. And we can't forget those Zeta Reticuli, the classic grays from every UFO movie ever. They're here, too. And, yeah, the book doesn't shy away from the more intense stuff. Abductions, or, as they call them here, temporary detainments.
Now, I know that's where some people check out, but stay with me. The book's take is fascinating. These encounters, even the scary ones, they're part of a bigger agreement, like a soul contract.
Hold up. Are you saying we might have signed up for an alien encounter before we were even born?
That's the suggestion. Like, on some deep level, we're choosing this. To learn from them, maybe even help them on their journey.
Whoa. That's a lot. Like, how do you even process that?
It's a lot to unpack, for sure. But maybe instead of getting stuck on the how or the why, what if these encounters, challenging as they might be, are chances to wake up a little? Remember, we're connected to something bigger.
It's like we're living in a cosmic thriller, you know, and just when you think you've got the plot figured out, bam, new twist. But here's the thing that really gets me. It's not just about what's happening out there, it's what's going on in here. Points ahead.
Exactly. And the book really hammers this home. Personal transformation. It's not just some feel-good thing. It's the key to unlocking what humanity can really do as individuals, as a whole. And it all starts with our minds.
Okay, so how do we do that? Tap into that power. And maybe, I don't know, dial down the fear a little. Asking for a friend.
Well, the book uses this analogy. It's kind of perfect. Our minds, they're like radios. We're always tuned in, right? But to different frequencies, different realities, and what we believe, think, do, that's how we pick the station.
So if we're broadcasting, what station am I on right now? Is it fear, doubt, that kind of thing? Or am I jamming out to, like, love, possibility, all that good stuff? Man, that hits home.
Right. It's powerful. Because it means we have more control than we realize. It's not about pretending things are perfect, but seeing we have a choice in how we react, how we create.
Okay, yeah, I feel you. But let's be real. Going from scared to fearless, easier said than done, right? The world's kind of intense right now, and this book's not sugarcoating it. Earth changes, chaos, even those wild alien encounters we were just talking about.
No, it doesn't. But the book's point is, those challenges, they're not just random or punishment. They're like wake-up calls to remember who we really are and then choose differently.
So it's like contract in fear or expand with love, cling to the old ways or embrace the unknown and like step into our power.
Exactly. It's about questioning everything we thought we knew, looking past the limits of how we usually see things. What if we're capable of way more than we've been told?
Like we're being called to level up, be the heroes, not just of our own lives, but the whole planet. But how? How do you go from feeling stuck, scared even, to this, like, empowered, heart-centered way of being?
Well, there's a roadmap, kind of. Tools, practices, and it all starts with awareness.
Awareness. Okay, that's a bit vague.
It's about paying attention, no judgment. Our thoughts, feelings, how we react to stuff, what stories are on repeat in our heads, what do we really believe deep down? Once we see those patterns, we can change them.
So we become like thought detectives, uncovering the stuff that's holding us back.
Exactly. And once we've found those limiting beliefs, we challenge them, question them, and then choose better ones.
Oh, okay, I see the potential there. But what about those deep fears, the anxiety that just pops up no matter how hard you try to ignore it?
Oh, a book tackles that head on.
Yeah.
It's not about erasing fear completely, more like learning to relate to it differently. Because a lot of times, fear is rooted in this illusion of being separate, like we're alone, vulnerable, powerless.
Right, right. But when you feel connected, supported, loved even, fear's not so loud. How do we cultivate that, though? Especially when the world feels so chaotic.
That's where practices like meditation come in. Mindfulness, being in nature.
It's about remembering we're not just these isolated beings in a crazy world. We're part of something way bigger, ancient, connected, and ultimately on our side.
Precisely. Tap into that knowing. That sense of belonging, and fear naturally starts to fade.
Okay, I resonate with that. But it's one thing to have some spiritual breakthrough while you're meditating, right? It's another to live that way every day. How do we make these ideas, these practices work in the real world?
The book's not about becoming some enlightened hermit living in a cave. It's about bringing that awareness, that heart-centered way of being into everything, relationships, work, how we treat people.
So less about escaping reality, more like transforming it from within.
Exactly. Every choice, every action, it's a chance to align with a bigger vision, to create a reality that's more loving, more harmonious.
This reminds me of something we talked about earlier, how the book says we're not passive observers in this whole cosmic play. We're active participants. We are literally co-creating our reality.
Exactly. And the more aware we become of that power, the more we step into that role as conscious creators, the bigger our impact becomes. It's like turning up the volume on our intentions, our ability to manifest good things.
Okay, now that's both exciting and kind of scary, right? No pressure, you're just creating reality over here. But seriously, if our thoughts and beliefs are that powerful, we better be careful what we're putting out there.
Absolutely. The book really stresses that. Choose those thoughts, those beliefs, carefully.
Right.
Because they become the foundation of everything. It's like we're always planting seeds with our minds.
So focus on fear, lack, limitation. Those are the seeds that grow. But if we focus on love, abundance, possibility, those take root instead.
That's it. The universe, it's always responding to our energy, what we're vibrating, the frequency we're putting out. It's not about denying the bad stuff. It's about choosing where we put our focus, nurturing those seeds of hope, trusting that even when it's uncertain, something amazing is unfolding.
This whole co-creating thing, it's empowering and humbling, like we've been given this incredible gift, this power to shape our destiny, but then comes the responsibility, heavy stuff.
It is. And the book reminds us, we're not alone in this. We've got guides, teachers, even those advanced ETs we mentioned, all lending a hand, offering guidance on the journey.
Like we're being initiated into this cosmic club, but instead of a secret handshake, we're learning to manifest, to use our minds, to create a better future for everyone.
Beautifully put. It's about recognizing that interconnectedness, not just with each other, but with everything in the universe.
We've gone deep, haven't we? And we're just getting started.
Oh, there's more to unpack. We've got those turning points in the harmonic convergence to explore, humanity's potential future in the stars. Even dive into the mysteries of Christ consciousness.
Right. Buckle up, listeners. This deep dive, about to go to a whole new level. But first, a quick break to let all this cosmic wisdom sink in. We'll be right back. And we are back, ready for more. We're about to dive into some seriously cosmic waters here. We're talking about the harmonic convergence, as described in Bashar Blueprint for Change.
It's like a timeline.
Yeah, okay.
Imagine humanity's evolution is this grand symphony building to a crescendo. The book suggests there are these turning points, moments when the music changes.
Yeah.
When our potential, it expands.
All right, I'm listening. Hit me with the first big movement in this symphony of change.
1947.
1947.
It's marked as pivotal. Some might say it's just coincidence, but
Yeah.
a lot of people believe that was humanity's first collective, we are not alone wake-up call.
Oh, okay.
Roswell.
Right.
The whole UFO thing starting to enter the public consciousness.
Like The universe sent us a postcard, but we couldn't quite figure out the language, right? Okay, so what's the next big shift?
Fast forward a few decades, the 1980s. Think about it before social media, before instant global connection. Yet, the book describes this era as the start of a global consciousness shift. Subtle, but profound.
You know, it's funny. When you put it like that, that's when we saw things like global communication networks taking off, environmental awareness becoming a thing, the sense that we're all connected.
Exactly. It's like we started to feel the rhythm of something bigger, even if we didn't have the words for it yet, and it gets wilder.
Okay, now you have to tell me. What's next? Flying cars. Teleportation.
Think more along the lines of humanity merging with its destiny. The book predicts that around 2017, we hit what's called harmonic identification. Now, that doesn't mean everyone suddenly started singing Kumbaya or anything.
Right.
It's more like our collective frequency, our ability to manifest, it jumped forward like a massive upgrade.
So we leveled up, and now the choices we make, they have even more power.
Exactly. It's not that we weren't powerful creators before, but imagine dimming the lights in a room. Even a small candle becomes much more noticeable. Harmonic identification, as this book describes it, it's like humanity's candle power. Got a massive boost.
Okay, I am getting chills. All right, so if 2017 was this turning point, where are we headed? What's in store for humanity 2.0?
This is where it gets really interesting. By 2027, just a few years from now, the book predicts humanity will have the opportunity to fully integrate into what's called the Association of Worlds.
Huh, the What of Worlds, is that like a cosmic UN? Do we get to send a representative from Earth?
You're not far off. The book describes it as this collective of advanced civilizations, beings who've been around the block a few times, you could say, dedicated to supporting the evolution of consciousness throughout the universe.
Whoa, so we're talking intergalactic diplomacy, sharing technology, maybe even like interspecies potlucks.
That's the general idea,
Yeah.
though I imagine intergalactic diplomacy is a bit more complicated than our earthly version. The point is, this book suggests that we are on the verge of joining a much, much larger cosmic community.
Okay, this is all incredibly exciting, but also a little bit overwhelming. How are we supposed to prepare for intergalactic meet and greets when I can barely get my email inbox under control?
That's a fair point. The book stresses that preparing for this isn't about building bigger spaceships or learning alien languages. It's about inner transformation.
So it's less about what's happening out there and more about what's going on in here.
Exactly. It's about cultivating the qualities that help us thrive in any reality, on any planet, with any civilization. Love, compassion, forgiveness,
Yeah.
a deep sense of connection to something bigger.
It's like you could have the most advanced technology in the universe, but if your heart's not in the right place, what good is it?
Exactly. This book, it's a cosmic pep talk. It's reminding us that we already have everything we need to create a brighter future. For ourselves, for everyone.
So, as we stand here on the edge of this harmonic convergence, this grand shift, what's the most important thing we can do to prepare?
The book suggests cultivate self-awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, your beliefs, your reactions. Challenge those stories you tell yourself. And choose love, even when it's hard.
It's about remembering that we're not just along for the ride, we're the ones holding the steering wheel.
Exactly. We are the artists of our own reality, the architects of our own destiny. And as we step into that power, with open hearts and awakened minds, we create a ripple effect. And that can transform not just our own lives, but the world around us. Maybe even the universe itself.
Wow. That is incredible. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From alien encounters and soul contracts to the power of our own minds and humanity's potential future amongst the stars. What's the most important takeaway?
We are not alone, not just in the sense of other beings out there in the vastness of space, but also in the sense of being connected to a power greater than ourselves,
Yeah.
a force of love and wisdom that is always guiding us towards our highest potential.
I love that. We are not alone. We are powerful beyond measure, and we are capable of creating a future far more magnificent than we can imagine. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive through Bashar Blueprint for Change. Remember, the future is not something that happens to us. It's something we create with every thought, every choice, every action. So what kind of world will you choose? Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep shining your light brightly.